7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome back to The Real Evvonne. In this video, this is about David Copperfield and how I believe he's able to do his magic tricks. But before we get into the clips that I'm going to show you, I want to show y'all how back in the day, these magicians, they had stuff that was posters, basically, advertising. So for example, Blackstone, the world's master magician. See, the main theme with all of those posters they were doing was there was always devils, little red devils on their shoulders, talking in their ears, like Dante, Mystery of Him, the same. This was the reoccurring theme. It was always a red devil talking in their ear. You have to understand that the devil is in the details. Keller, the great magician, you'd have to ask yourself, why were all of them putting up red devils on their posters with the devils in their ear? All of them. Keller even did a perplexing cabinet mystery, which I'm going to show you something similar to David Copperfield did as well. But them devils was all up in there on all these posters. And in my opinion, and with the eyes I have to see, the spiritual eyes I have to see, is that devil has always been in the details when it comes to these magicians. I'm not talking about your rabbit out the hat type magic. Okay? The devil is always in the details. There's some wicked stuff, and no matter how you may want to try and explain it away, some things cannot be explained other than they're already showing you and letting you know who is helping them. And they could not do these tricks without the devil that they worship. So let's get into these clips and I'll be back with the rest of my comments. There are many tricks that cannot be explained, such as floating in the air. How do you humanly explain that? You cannot. It's clear that there's a spirit world helping these magicians. The evil spirit world, not good. For example, this magician, he can make CDs appear out of nowhere. He can even make them change colors and call God's hands. Very blasphemous, wouldn't you say? Now, what many cannot explain is the card tricks. How cards appear out of thin air. And yet people still want to explain it away and refuse to accept the fact that it is evil. Spiritual beings helping these people do these tricks. And no matter how you try to explain it away, how do you explain something like this? He's holding his legs and these children are crying.
It's funny, even in this day and age, they still think magicians use their sleeves. So all you do is cast a spell, and there's the ace of hearts.
You even heard him say they cast magic spells. That's exactly what they do. You cannot do these particular tricks without demonic help. And what I'm going to continue to show is how most of them, they don't even realize they are demonically possessed. They are not doing this on their own. And I know many may be like, well, how did they get able to do these tricks? I believe a lot of them fooled around with the occult world, trying to conjure up spirits, and somehow ended up contacting some evil spirits and sold their souls, and in return he gave them fame and riches. And we know even in the Bible says if you bow down and worship him, he would give you the world. And this is why this makes these top magicians different from your regular everyday magicians. Not only do they sold their soul, but that's why they have these special powers to do what they do. You cannot do that without Satan. David Copperfield is one of the most famous magicians in the world. He has openly admitted that spirits help him with most of his magic tricks. He has traveled the world spending millions collecting collectibles that
See,
are
I've been traveling around the world
to
collecting
say the
artifacts, items that people say are haunted. They say if you concentrate hard enough, you can awaken the spirits inside these objects and cause the objects to move without explanation. And I brought one of those objects with me tonight. It's that table over there, folks. Pick up the table and bring it down here. And everybody, get down on one knee. Just keep your fingertips lightly in contact with that table. With your eyes right here at the center. Right here at the center of the table. Don't press down. Exactly. We're going to try to concentrate and awaken the spirits inside this table and cause it to rise up into our fingertips. But it's important you follow my instructions exactly. I want you to concentrate right here and very slowly. Stand up in slow motion. Feel it rise. Feel that table rise. Slower, slower. Feel it rise, and it will rise. Yes. Listen carefully now. Lift up both hands. Put them back. Catch it. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Now, this table will do whatever we tell it to do. Table, come this way. Come on, table. Move this way. Come on. If you feel it move, move with it. Back this way. Come on, table. Move this way. I have an incredible museum of magic that's dealing with all the artifacts of all the great magicians of the past. Their posters, their programs, their books, hundreds of thousands of magic books.
Welcome to my secret, top secret, the International Museum and Library of the Conjuring Arts, with items belonging to Keller, Houdini, Thurston, all the great masters of the past.
I just bought this big magic collection that was about to get split up and kind of either split up or sent out of the country. And one of the first things, one of the greatest things in the collection is this first magic book. And the reason it was written was because it's called The Discovery of Witchcraft. It was written in 1584.
Copperfield founded the International Museum and Library of the Conjuring Arts. The museum, it comprises approximately 80,000 items of magic history. He also owns the world's largest collection of magic memory. Some appraisers have even said his massive collection is worth $500 million. He purchased a house of prostitution that allegedly, legend has it, all of the prostitutes
The
died
presence of
in a
ghosts
fire.
and spirits have been documented for centuries. In 1931, the Barclay House mysteriously burned to the ground. All of its occupants perished in the fire, but some say they live on.
Do you believe in ghosts? If you don't, before the night's over, we might change your mind. I'm David Copperfield, and welcome to a night of magic. We're going to show you an old newsreel. Back in 1927, the old Barclay House was sold at auction to a stranger, a lady from out of state. Soon the whole town realized the house became home to a number of working girls who were entertaining gentlemen callers in the evening. Barclay House became the local scandal, and none of the townsfolk ever spoke of it, except to curse it. As if their dreams came true, a storm swept through the state, and lightning struck the Barclay House. And the house and all the ladies of the night perished in the fire. All that was left was one piece of the structure, the upper room that somehow escaped the destruction. Well, I was able to get the remains of that room and reconstruct it here on stage with us tonight, just so we could see if anything else survived. We took the actual wood from the Barclay House and built a room that could be opened and closed for examination. And that's just what we're about to do. Our folks from the audience, step right over here. I want you to check out the inside, make sure nothing tricky about it, just a bunch of walls that open and close and nothing more, okay? You see, there are no material objects in the spirit world, so we have to provide the spirits with objects so they can show their presence. Tonight I'm going to be the medium, the go-between between the spirit world and our world. So if anything should take place inside our room, I want you to be sure it's the spirits and not me using any trickery. But it's important that I can't move. You examine the room. Is it free of any trickery? Fine. And after you've done that, check the knots in my back and my neck. Make sure they're still secure. And once you're satisfied, stand outside the room, so you can see around the sides and behind making it impossible for anyone to enter or leave the room. Now, no self-respecting spirit would show themselves in the light, so we're going to create a little darkness with this curtain and see if we can make the spirits manifest themselves inside the room. And both of you step over there. Make sure nothing enters or leaves that room. Our next experiment is very strange. We found that if you close the doors to the empty room and listen carefully, you can hear sounds from inside. Very strange sounds. It's as if the ladies of the house aren't aware that they're dead. Their spirits have been trapped inside all these years, and now they're crying to be free. Let me show you what I mean. Shall we? Everyone be still. These curtains were taken from the house before the fire. They're an item the spirits are familiar with, and we're going to use them to enclose ourselves inside the room. Hold up your hands. We're going to hand you the curtains. Very good. We're going to lift the curtains and try to arouse the spirits. Lift the curtains.
This is nothing.
Want to go again? Step over here, Jake. Can I borrow your tie? Do you mind? I promise to return.
In 2012, David Copperfield did an online interview. A person asked him, "Is he the devil?" And David Copperfield responded, "I don't think so." Now, throughout the decades, he's done miraculous type of magic tricks, including walking through the Great Wall of China, and the camera followed him the entire time. did this right in front of witnesses that were standing right above the wall. Copperfield decided to go through the wall. He only put his hands through the wall and then back through before he actually decided to put his whole body through the wall. So you got to see those clips of David Copperfield and the magic that he has done and that he does. And I showed you the posters with all those red devils on it. So do you think they always just putting devils on just because? Or do you know, or are you now understanding that they're doing that because they're showing you who is behind these magic tricks? Remember, God said, "My people are destroyed due to lack of knowledge." The funny thing is this: a lot of times the answers that we need are put right in front of our face, because it's put in front of our face because those devils, the evil, they know most people are so naive and so trusting that they're not going to believe. See, it's easier for you to believe in a heaven and good, but nobody don't want to talk about hell and the bad and the devil. You can't believe in one and not the other. Remember this: some truth that you seek is really in front of your face. You just have to choose to open your eyes. Let those with eyes to see, see. Let those with ears to hear, hear. I will tell you what is true. After that, you're free to form your own view. Hey, if you're tired of being lied to and you want the truth, then this is the channel for you. So please hit the subscribe button now and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Thank you.